What is up, guys? It's your boy Lance back at it again with a new One Punch Man meta analysis slash lineup inspection. So today we're gonna find out who's the top of the food chain, who's the cream of the crop in terms of uh, individual characters as well as compositions. So now, some of you might know, some of you might not, because you're playing in different servers. Garo just came out in Southeast Asia and he's terribly shifting the meta right now. He's make or break character at the moment. And Bomb just came out in China a week or couple of weeks back, and he's also shifted the meta, introducing a new Tenacious Shield, which is really good from my first view perspective. But we'll be going in depth into that later in the week. So let's start with the first analysis. So first we have a contributor from Taiwan named Beth. So shout out to Beth. He has a YouTube channel, I'll link it down below. We'll show him some support. He does quite decent content. I haven't seen much of his more in-depth content, I've only seen the surface. So I cannot give an objective analysis, but yeah, from the looks of it, it's quite good. So let's move on. His comp type I would describe as a sustain slash status comp. So quite a few of his characters have sustain as skills. So you have Gyro's passive, which increase health for the first 2 rounds. My mistake, sorry. And you have Goketsu's who can and CK who can heal themselves through their ultimates. Garo has his unyielding. Phoenix Man has his unyielding, so the comp can sustain for reasonably long time. He also has plenty of AoE. Garo ultimate, if he chooses to use it. Goketsu ultimate, Phoenix Man ultimate can hit 3, Tatsumaki's ultimate can hit 6. So definitely plenty of AoE there. And then also the current state of Taiwan, which Phoenix Man is the latest release. So he still has the chance to get SSR Genos, as well as the Red Mosquito Girl as buffer units. This comp also has the benefit of insane health through Gyro Core, as well as healing and tenacity boost through Goketsu passive, but only in the first 2 rounds. Now, cons. There are quite a few mispositioned units, namely Gyro and Goketsu. Pardon me for that yawn. So the lineup definitely needs to be adjusted. Gyro might want to be sent to the back, and Goketsu as well, because it seems that the Goketsu is primed to use his ultimate. And then this comp also requires toggling of the lineup quite often, because the front line and the back line need to interchange depending on the presence of the enemy having a Phoenix Man. But Phoenix Man can nuke the backline quite badly, so it's posed quite a big threat to this team comp. And then as Tatsumaki is no longer a stable investment option due to diminishing returns, especially if she does not have her Ultra Ultimate, because she's the only character on the team to proc regular injury immediately. But there is good news to this. As RMG is coming out soon, you have an immediate option to replace Tatsumaki once she comes out. Okay, my recommendations to you: if you intend to continue with this comp, it's fine. There's nothing wrong, but I suggest pulling RMG ahead of SSR Genos. If you have the spare tickets, please pull both of them. But RMG really fits into your comp dynamic as she's an Esper and she can immediately replace Tatsumaki in this Gyro comp lineup. Your Tatsu can be used for status slash injury, therefore you should put her or Phoenix Man in the front rather than risk Goketsu dying fast. You can choose either one of them. If you intend to keep Tatsumaki as a damage dealer, you can put Phoenix Man in the front, it's fine. But yeah, your Tatsumaki, as long as she's not Is as long as your team comp does not depend on her, I think it's fine to just leave her as an injury unit and just let her die off early, leaving your other characters to carry the team in the later phases of the battle. You can also reposition your Phoenix Man and Giro, shifting Giro to the back and Phoenix Man to the front, so that the share damage from Giro's passive can be triggered more, and this works especially when enemy has a Phoenix Man in their team comp. So a Phoenix Man will die faster, and every time he dies, it actually synergizes with his passive, allowing him to reach max damage way faster. So my overall comp rating, I'll give you a 4 out of 5. You have a very strong composition for the current meta in Taiwan. However, minor adjustments can be made to increase the quality of life of this team comp. The minor adjustments are like positioning, as I stated before, as well as the gearings. You can actually give Phoenix Man HP gear if you like, or you can equip him with attack gear and pass the attack gear to IMG once you get hurt, and then just shift him to HP gear in the later phase. That's quite a smart idea, but it's completely up to you. It depends on what you want to achieve with this lineup. If Tatsumaki is your main damage dealer, then keep the attack runes onto her, keep the attack gears onto her, and then make Phoenix Man a tank. And then just shift the gears from Tatsu to RMG once she comes out. Yeah? So I've actually come up with a lineup for you. So frontline, top Phoenix Man, mid Tatsu, bottom CK, backline, top Giro, middle Goketsu, Garo at the bottom. You can interchange Goketsu and Garo's position if you like, depending on which one you want to survive longer. Because I'm not sure whether they are snipers or kun chip attackers still meta in Taiwan. So yeah, please do interchange your characters when you see fit. Okay, now we're going to the big boy of this analysis. We're gonna analyze J's comp from the CN server or the Chinese server. Now the reason why I call this the big boy account is because it's ahead of Southeast Asia by roughly a year, and it's a big challenge to do this analysis. I'm not going to sugarcoat it because honestly I don't know much about China server. I don't understand Mandarin actually, so I didn't bother to do my research, but when given the opportunity I found it very difficult to translate, but it was fun to learn because I actually learned quite a lot with the minimal amount of time I spent on the Chinese server about how the game has drastically shifted in within 12 months. So yeah, I'll be doing more Chinese content further down the road. So just stay tuned guys, I'm going to give you some good updates. So this comp type I'll describe as meta, and I will elaborate as to why it's meta. But more or less it's a survivability comp. So the pros. This is a very stable composition with good defensive and offensive capabilities. You have RNG and Phoenix Man to attack the back line. You have Drive Knight and Bomb to shield the front line and tank up a few hits. And you have Extreme Amai for speed. Whole team-wide speed boost. And then true to its name, this team composition is quite meta. The other meta characters missing would be Awakened Terrible Tornado, Garo, Chose, SSR Genos. But if you are not a whale, definitely you cannot get all of them. This is a free-to-play account actually, so it's quite impressive. And then this comp also has insane survivability with Bomb's Core. And then Phoenix Man can also revive himself multiple times. So a little bit about Bomb's Core. It actually creates a tenacious shield which absorbs more damage than the current shield, if I'm not mistaken. It's also pretty good core because now dot meta is back again with ATT and Chose. So this core actually comes in at a very good time to counter these meta picks. So let me read you the core description in detail. At the start of the match, all ally gain Tenacious. which is the shield, absorb direct damage and extra damage, does not absorb dot. Oh, so my mistake. It doesn't actually help against ATT except for the extra damage part. Injury, etc. Tenacious effect can be charged up by reaching tenacity to a maximum of 400% of each individual's ally max HP. At the beginning of the round, grant all ally 100% of charged tenacious shield, lasting for 2 rounds. So it is quite new, I would say. Although it doesn't counter dot as I first thought, it's actually quite good because extra damage, uh, if I'm not mistaken, quite a few characters actually have extra damage. One notable character would be King, but I'm not so sure whether King is really strong in the meta in China right now. But yeah, extra damage is definitely a pain in the ass. The previous shield ignored extra damage, so now we actually have a counterplay against extra damage, so it's pretty sick. So let's hit straight into the cons. Drive's Knight style of play is very dependent on him surviving. Now I know what you're gonna be saying, but doesn't that mean every goddamn character gotta survive to do shit? I get it, but at the same time, Drive Knight is very slow. He is guaranteed to be last. Even Extreme Amai's ultimate cannot speed him up. So you need to really stack him with health for him to survive long enough to be doing damage. Or having any use in general. Atomic is a decent duelist substitute right now. As you can see, the only other duelist he has is Golden Ball and Sonic. Sorry, I forgot his name for a second. But players in Taiwan/C can use Zombie Man because he recently came out. Magic Man is also a good character and is actually preferred in China right now. Just so happens that this account does not have Magic Man. Or if you are a whale, you can use Flash. And as he is quite good in this, as they are quite good in this comp as well. Magic Man specifically aids with survivability, and Flash actually does quite a bit of extra damage. The team does not have a reliable nuker aside from Phoenix Man. Yep. You have a sniper with RMG, but other than that, no real ridiculous amount of AoEs. You have two row attackers in Bomb and Drive Knight, one backline row attacker on Phoenix Man. But other than that, unless you want to count Captain Atomic over there, no real. The damage disparity is a bit bad, I would say. It's not horrible, but it's underwhelming. That's the correct term. And it's also very susceptible to being nuked and not having a response. Now, I know I said that there's a tenacious shield and all that, and probably not going to die so fast. But at the same time, enemies will be able to smash you with the ATT and the Chose and all that, but you won't be able to do anything back. Unless your RMG is godlike, and she can just ultimate and heal herself every round immediately, you won't be able to have a reliable response. And she does like 1 billion damage to every enemy character, sorry. Because it doesn't matter if you keep healing, if enemies keep hitting you right back again, right? So my recommendations, with Bomb as a core, in my opinion, Drive Knight has a way higher value than I initially thought. His passive out reduction, Drive Knight's passive out damage reduction, plus Bomb's Tenacious Shield makes for a nasty combo. But at the same time, you still need to invest a lot of health into Drive Knight. Make sure he can survive too when he needs to survive. And then shoot that lightning rock into the enemy team and get his silver form. So it will be best if you replace Phoenix Man with ATT. Now, as a free-to-play player, this might not be a reality for you because you have limited amount of resource. You have to wait for each banner to save, and then sometimes the finger itchy, you cannot do anything about it. But if you get ATT, you'll be able to synergize way better with Drive Knight because you can get your servo form faster because you need to proc the dot, what's it called, force field, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, Drive Knight actually unlocks his silver form when force field is activated on an enemy. So definitely work, and it solves the issue of not being able to nuke enemies. ATT is able to nuke enemies back. So yeah, definitely better, but Phoenix Man is still good. Atomic is a fine duelist. If you do not have a substitute like this account does not have, but Magic Man, as said before, will be a way better due to his passive damage reduction, fitting well into the comms scheme of taking less damage. However, without him, there are not many options. That is not LSSR. The other two LSSR is Zombie Man and Flashy Flash. And so it's not recommended to overinvest into Atomic. Actually, it's recommended to reverse Atomic if anything. One of the popular One Punch Man YouTubers, who is a Thai YouTuber, who was famous for his Atomic, recently reversed his Atomic, and it's quite sad because he was made known with his Atomic and his funny commentary on the game, and his thumbnails are hilarious. Okay, I'm straying off topic again. I'm so sorry. And last but not least, we have Big Boss Man's comp from the Japanese server. So Japan server is behind C by 5 months, 6 months, if I remember correctly. So you're gonna see quite similar themes to early game Southeast Asia, but maybe a few twists here and there. So the comp type is a tank slash shred comp. Now what do I mean by tank slash shred comp? So basically you have a tank and you have a shredder. And the shredder in this team is Golden Ball. So the tanks create space for the shredders to do damage. So you're depending on 1 to 2 shredders to carry the team. So it's more of a hybrid comp where you're trying to achieve a synergy between damage and survivability. And usually it's not really good, but it's not bad either. So let's jump into the pros. There's strong synergy between the damage dealers, namely GB, but Amai can also be considered a damage dealer, and the frontliners, Tank Top Master and Carnage Tokuto. There's also strong AoE damage buffer, which is Golden Ball buffered by Sky King, and Tank Top Master to handle a roll with his ultimate. And Amai can also function to snipe any real AoE threats that is posed to the team. So things like King, Tatsu, other Golden Balls, Atomic, all should be able to be handled by Amai. That is from the current observation. Now the cons, which are quite strong, not going to lie. The team's overall damage depends on Golden Ball. Unfortunately, he's the only AoE character that can hit more than 2 targets. And it also depends on Amai Mas to snipe the enemy. So he needs to kill his target or not. It's very, very underwhelming. And Tank Top Master for roll damage. So, and also you have a few mispositioned units, my friend. Your Tank Top Master should actually be in the back row. You want him to shield your characters which are not tanky. And especially your Golden Ball, he needs to survive because it's your only point of damage. So I think you might want to shift Golden Ball to the bottom and Tank Top Master to the back middle because you're still in range for Mosquito Girl out when you're fighting in the arena. And Mosquito Girl is quite a common unit. The team overall can be gutted by a Fast King. That is unfortunate and that is true. Fast Kings will be a problem for a long time. And then snipers wouldn't affect much of the team or wouldn't have high effect if Tank Top Master is placed at the back and is speed 1. But there are no counters to Fast King at the moment, unfortunately, because you don't have anything to absorb the extra damage. And also your tank top master is considerably slow. So he needs to be faster in order to defend your backline, because your backline is your main damage now. And I do not suggest pushing your golden ball to the front line. That's also a very stupid move. So I think the best thing to do is to move tank top master to the back, and put him in the middle, put golden ball in the bottom. Yeah. So my recommendations to you, and you'll find this a little bit, you could find this a little bit useful or surprising. You have other options for reliable damage. You have Mosquito Girl, and I'm an advocate for Mosquito Girl being in most compositions because of her value. Some people think Tatsumaki is the best Esper. I think wrong. I think MG is the best Esper girl. So y'all can fight me in the comments all you want. My mind is set. And you also have a strong tank in Malzagar. And then they also have the ability to keep your front line healthy for longer. Malzagar is able to take damage on behalf of your team, and Mosquito Girl is able to heal up your front line. Now, here's where it comes to a little bit of a split goal. I understand your thought process when introducing Sky King, but I think Sky King's damage buff is not enough if you're only using Golden Ball. You do not have enough damage to completely utilize his passive currently. However, if you source Night Gear for your Golden Ball, it should be relatively enough. However, he needs maximum investment, and I'm not sure whether you want to invest Golden Ball all the way. It's a good idea, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, do you really intend to push Golden Ball all the way like that? If you ask yourself that question and the answer is no, then I'm afraid you might need to think twice, my friend. And your CK speed is too high. Like, CK speed 2 is just way too high. You might want to shift his gears with Tank Top Master because you want Tank Top Master to go speed 1. So I think that would be a better choice. And as said before, also shift Tank Top Master to the back center to avoid nuke and stack comps. And then to commit to the comp, you can replace Amai with Movement for more speed and damage on Golden Ball. So I didn't input it here, but I actually gave your comp rating of 3.5. It's actually a very stable comp, but at the same time, you're trying to achieve synergy, but you do not have enough units to achieve that said synergy. So what I can recommend to you is to remove Sky King with either Malzagar or Mosquito Girl, depending whether you want extra damage or you want survivability, and then go from there. You can also remove Ama if you want to commit to it, and then just input Mosquito Girl and Malzagar instead. So your final team comp will look like Janus. From the front, Janus, Malzagar or CK, and then CK or Malzagar. On the top, you will have Golden Ball or wait, give me a second. Golden Ball or Movement. In the center, you will have Tank Top Master, and in the bottom, you will have Golden Ball or Movement again. If you want, you can also move Malzagar to the back for Movement in the front. That's also achievable, and I think that's better actually. If you don't want to input Movement, you can also put Mosquito Girl, but it totally depends on what you want to do. Do you want to only depend on Golden Ball, or do you want to share the damage? So it can be either Movement, Golden Ball, Tank Top Master, Movement, Tank Top Master, Golden Ball, or interchangeable. Or you can have Mosquito Girl, Tank Top Master, Golden Ball. Or you can have Tank Top Master, Mosquito Girl, Golden Ball. So that you can have the cone shaped attack for Mosquito Girl's ultimate. Sorry for the bit of jitter, because I'm trying to shuffle the units for you, and my analysis kind of crashed. Yeah, so I'm really hopeful for your comp. It seems like you're quite strong, based on my observations. but you need to make small adjustments to make sure that you're stronger. Yep. That's it for today for this lineup inspection. I'm sorry if it was a little bit messy, guys. I've been having a real tough time this week, but I'm still grinding out content for you guys because I want you guys to learn. I want you guys to get better. I want you guys to understand this game state and where it's going. So yeah, do support me with a like. If you want, please drop comments. I really enjoy answering your comments, no matter what it is. And also, of course, the best way that you can appreciate me is by subbing. That's it for now. Peace.